Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of the 5v5 Crystal League. Join us for season-long coverage featuring the top 5v5 teams of Albion Online. Today is the 10th of July, 2021. I am your host, the Shozen One, and joining me today, I have a very special guest. We have the great Tazik joining us for 5v5s today, as well as Bogul on the cameras. So we're going to go in pretty quick onto Fatnex in about 2 minutes. We should be watching his match. We don't have time for a raffle, but I figure, we watched this guy in 20v20s a little while ago. Let's watch his 5v5 team in fives.
You mean we don't have time for a vote?
Right.
We always have time for raffles, do we?
Did I say I didn't have time for a raffle?
Yes.
Yeah, you said raffle, not a vote.
Okay, yeah. Well,
raffles are always good.
All right. Well, how about I create a raffle and then we'll just get past this moment.
Good choice,
Deal.
though. This fat team has been doing really well. With Free James playing the Daybreaker, especially. These guys have been tearing up the crystals this week. Doing very well.
We watched Fatnex in our 20v20 show just now. I think twice as well. So a lot of Fatneck today.
Yes, a lot of activity going on, right? A lot of this time zone, right? You just see people, they come back from the Outlands or wherever they are, Hellgating, whatever they come, they do 20v20s, they do 5v5s, and they might split back off Hellgates, have some fun together, corrupt the dungeons or something. Well, they'll go split up and do corrupt the dungeons. But all right, we're going in on to Fatnex. I'm just getting caught up here, so I, launching everything, getting ready for the show.
As am I. I'm trying to get the stuff ready to go ahead and maybe record one in the background so we can watch 2 matches in a row.
Well, we have Liet, Forsaken. We have a very strong team on the opposite side. Aurelia, this team made it all the way to the finals. Except they do have a new player, maybe 2 it looks like. Can't see everyone. Looks like they're all showing as well. Zerfax showing the one-hand Frost. Fallen a little bit out of meta. We have been seeing a lot more bow curses. No bow from this Elevate lineup, but Fatnex going very strong off the rip with his hammer. He's going to GW in. They also fling Forsaken into a root, so he's going to have to use his roll right into a Stalker Hood, and the Glaive is going to take this guy out. If anyone else can follow up with any damage, Forsaken able to kite for now. Zerfax not able to find the damage he wanted, but all that pressure onto the Druidic staff is now going to allow Free James and Elevate to just run over this team. Lucrative and Liet being very careful. They did get a very nice roll off on Free James's fling. Did save Liet. He more than likely would have fallen, but now Lucrative is going to get found in the second rotation of spells. Barely gets saved by the Graveguard helmet. It's a beautiful one-hand Frosty on the choke into the fling onto Lucrative. He is dead. Elevate playing that fight perfectly well with their rotations of abilities. And now they can easily control a 3-cap, right, for the next 20 seconds if they find another kill, right? The death timer is super low, so if they do find this kill, it's going to be really good for them. 2-0 off the rip, Forsaken. Now the target, the healer as well, going to fall. What is this team doing? Why are these guys just feeding sets instead of resetting? A little interesting kind of play. Aurelia going to be rolling down that choke to reset with his team. They have to wait for their healer, obviously, to re-heal everybody back to full. We are going to see that 20 tick come in here, more than likely, as initially called, if they chase down those kills. This is a very oppressive lineup with the amount of CC they have, right? The Hammer and the Frost or the Glaive Flings. It's really hard to play against if you mess up even one time. Meanwhile, the enemy team does have a little bit more damage output with that bow. And Free James, he sees the damage output. He's sitting on Liet, trying to not let him free cast. They do find the fling into the play. And it's going to be happening that they find an insta one-shot to Lucrative off the flick onto Liet. It's a very nice swap onto him. Alib's doing work here with this curse staff, finding the picks, but Zerfax out of position is going to get Geyser before he can roll.
Nice save there.
Lives with just 4 HP, finds a Graveguard at the end of his roll. That's so sad for this squad team here, as they're not going to be able to find a kill. And now this is a 4v5. Fatnex is still very low out of mana. They do have pressure. Free James and Fatnex.
Free James so low. That's going to go. That's going to get that trade they needed. Oh, I'm on robots.
Interesting here, too. Forsaken actually swapped to Cleric Robe, which is a really good play for him, right? Because the Cleric Robe is going to let him actually save himself when he gets flung, rather than that Druid Robe, which he died on in that initial engagement. Fatnex now coming back out with the Hammer. They're looking here like they're about to engage. Lucrative does find a flank to Chicken in the direction he wanted to, but Chicken is going to find the save to Free James off of that. The Stalker connects Chicken very low, but the stun is there by Fatnex to keep them alive for now. Forsaken playing very aggressively as well, as this red team wants to get that bottom cap, but this is going to be a second 20 tick coming in. Aurelia did start it in time. No one's going to stop him, so it's only going to be a 10. But that's 30 points that this blue team just bought in the last 2 minutes, actually.
Yeah, saving them a lot of points with this good cap play. Just keeping the pressure on, making sure that their opponents can't get the caps.
Aurelia's
they finally have, and they're going to get the trade here on Aurelia if they keep up the pressure. No! Zerfax, too much pressure, has to back out, gets the save, but they weren't able to get Aurelia on that really nice pressure that they had on the back line.
Yeah, that was actually a really close call right there. I'm really surprised they didn't find Aurelia. He was very, very low. I saw Zerfax, who was kind of tunneling for him. But again, with that Frost Staff rather than the bow, you don't have that ability to just sit there in a Cleric Robe and turret damage to pick up a kill, right? So Zerfax not able to find that, and he almost dies for the trade because he was playing so aggressively for it. And this is a level 5, right? This is meant to be
4.
Pretty.
This is a 4. And we have 4, 5, and 6 today. It actually threw our man Lewpac off a little bit because he figured he had to be in a half hour. So he's going to be here for the 5s, I believe.
Oh, good here. Liet again going to roll away. It is looking like these guys are targeting Liet a lot more. I did hear Lewpac there in the background. It was a little robot from my side, but Zerfax.
Yeah, I heard it as well, a little robot-y.
Liet gonna get flung. He doesn't have roll. Remember here, so the guys are connected. Actually, he does have roll back up. Free James not even using his Fiend Cowl either. Liet put in a lot more damage than he should be able to with both of these melee sitting on him, and now they're getting pushed back. Forsaken finds the heals that they need to, and Free James in that Stalker is not going to be able to get healed by Chicken enough. It's that Druid Robe versus Cleric Robe again, right? Forsaken can play much more aggressively and get the heals, whereas Chicken can't with the Druid Robe. He's going to get swapped, but he does have Blink back to the tent. But Lucrative finds a beautiful roll into a fling. Stalker Hood connects as well, but he will live for now. Red team might not be able to get the 20 tick, but they will get a 10.
Sorry, I'm just working with Lewpac on the background, letting him know what we have going on. I don't think we're going to do the cams today. We're just going to... Oh, actually... Bogul says he can get it. Maybe we can do it, because I think both Lewpac and I are sitting here in our suits ready to go. So it's either we're just hanging out in our offices, just all dressed up, literally no place to go. We can't even go on Zoom right now.
Hey, you guys can get connected during this match here. Al's using a poison potion onto Lucrative, who is playing very aggressively down this choke, just running in circles, looking for a fling to Aliv's there. Impale connects as well, but the Cleric Robe gonna chill him for now. There is a Fiend Cowl as well, though, so he's gonna get purged of that and roll away. Liet and Fatnex in the front line gonna trade for Free James. Free James wants to fling Liet here, so he's gonna roll very early. But Free James is just running for him, finds the fling. Zerfax not able to connect anything onto him, gets flung himself right on top of Liet. The stun is there, the Stalker is there. Liet dies here. This is all on Lucrative for flinging Zerfax into the position, even hit him. Lucrative gonna actually turret down Zerfax. They're gonna trade Liet for Zerfax. They may be called for this, but the heals are there to keep Zerfax alive. Liet is gonna fall. Forsaken might fall as well. The Cleric Robe is there for now, but the Fiend Cowl Purge might be coming in soon. The Geyser does not connect. It's only one dead for now. They went for the trade, Zerfax for Liet, and they didn't even kill Zerfax. He was able to just res pot and roll out of that. Aurelia looking to trade on Alibs. They do find a 1-for-1 there, but Forsaken has nothing left.
Forsaken's going to go
it's
as
a
well.
Healer gone. Lucrative trading with Zerfax in the top, but there's no way you're going to kill that guy.
Yeah, he's not going to get anything for that other than dead himself. I don't think he had any shot anyway. All he could have done, maybe make some space for barcode, but
that was a smart play. There. It was a smart play by Zerfax after he got flung in by Lucrative to just sit there knowing they can stalker and get a kill onto Liet, to then use his double blink to get out of there alive. I really like that play by Zerfax, so he ended up even living, right? Even if it was a 1-for-1 trade, it's still more beneficial, I would say, for this Elevate lineup, but he lived, so it was just a beautiful play. A little bit of a misplay by Lucrative to put the guy who's going to kill your bow next to your bow that's just been hit by Mortal Agony, has no defensives left. Not really a good call there.
Not what you want. That's what you're thinking, just not to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of, not even miscommunication, just unlucky at that point. Liet going to pop Cleric Robe, look to put out some damage, but walk this one out. There are a lot of stacks and Dark Matter coming in. Free James and Alibs looking to keep Liet out of this one. Zerfax getting destroyed by Lucrative and this tank. The barcode tank, that is. Forsaken still holding Cleric Robe. He's afraid of something happening soon. The Mortal Agony onto Liet. There is going to be the res pot into the Graveguard to keep him alive, but now Liet has nothing but roll left. So Liet could easily fall if Zerfax gets the position to do any damage to him. Zerfax swapped in, is going to find some damage onto himself. The fling on Liet over here on the side, not as far as they wanted it to go. Zerfax not able to help with this one. And now James, no mana, has to fall back to this choke to help his team. But remember, blue team has the 3 caps this whole time, so they are going to find a 20 tick. They lose Alice for it, and they're going to lose Fatnex. But the 20 tick still came in. They're going to lose Free James as well, maybe on that side. Earlier rolling in for it, but the root is there. 82 to
It's going to
34,
give
though.
them a
If they can
chance
reset,
here. This is a chance. They
all
have to
they
go
need to
back
do
and
is
get these
reset.
caps. Yeah.
If blue team just chills in the tent, they're up 50 points at this point, right?
Right.
Death time. Oh no! See, this is what I was saying. You have to just run to the
chicken.
tent. Oh, but they might trade onto the barcode tank here. He
It
is going
doesn't
to get stunned
matter.
and play out.
But that doesn't matter. Like
Lucrative.
they can lose people. They're in control. They have somebody going to get caps. The blue team can't because they have to be aggressive to come out and then gain caps. So this is all in favor of the red team. All these caps going down and stuff. Are they going to get that last one within the 19 seconds? I don't see anybody going for it. What are they doing?
I'm sure someone's rolling down there. They just started it now. It's just super unfortunate, right?
But
Chicken
they're not
and
going to
I
have 5 for the top rotation now. It's going to be a 4v5 when this blue team goes.
If you're red team here, you 100% come down for the 4v5 anyway. You want to hold these 20 ticks, right? Because now it's much more even. Aliv's super pressured already. No roll. Gets bopped straight into the enemy team. Is going to walk that one off. Lucrative. Not in a position to roll him out. Get a fling maybe, but Chicken in a bad spot also has to blink. Poison push on him as well. Remember, no cleric robe on that guy, so the stun coming in might be dangerous for him. The guys are going to knock him to safety from Fatnex. There's a good use of your own geyser. Get your teammate to safety here. Alice trying to put out some pressure, and they baited a little bit of pressure there on that choke, so now they can go bot and maybe get this cap. But remember, the 20 tick is going to put them on a rotation and then 2 kills, you know? This is not looking too good for Elevate in the position there, and they have a minute or 2 to play with before this one is definitely over, though. So they could go for some plays. Free James not able to find that cap. They are going to get stopped. So they should full send this this fight, right? They have to win this 5v5 and get pressure, or they're not going to be able to do anything. Liet pop in another set of arrows. He is going to also Cleric Robe pop in a lot of damage. The Geyser does connect on Liet as well. Free James looking for a little bit of a Mortal Agony there. Not going to find it, but the Mortal Agony falls up to him. Liet pumping him with the fling. The Graveguard's there, but he's still so low. He could die. He has to go down that choke. We're going to find Fatnex there with a Judy Boot stun. The Impale is there as well. It's a 3-man stun for Fatnex, but the Cleanse is there. And Alivs is stuck in this corner. Very good target for them to kill. They fling him away from his teammate. Alivs will fall. One more kill and a 20 tick, and this Elevate team is gone. But if they leave here, they're also going to lose. They have to keep staying in this fight. Fatnex looking to maybe peel something. Is maybe they're going to call for Alivs to go get top cap when he respawns, if these guys can keep 5 men here. But Free James, Fatnex, and Chickens are all very low. The Mortal Agony connects onto 2 members. They're trying to kite back to the tent. Chicken falls, and this match is over without a healer at this point. That was a really good comeback from this squad team.
Oh, what a match. Hello.
Yo, what's up, Lewpac?
Well done. Very good comeback, honestly.
And I was watching for the POV of Zerfax because that's always a good crack.
He was playing very well. I gotta say, he was playing very well. I mean, this was a bloodbath. It was 22 deaths total, right? Like in a level 4.
To control him though.
The barcode tank doing a really good job of keeping that frost at bay. I would say better than Fatnex was doing to Liet, because near the end of that match, Liet was putting out way more damage than he should have been when you have 2 purges walking at him, right? Free James and Fatnex both playing Fiend Cowl there.
Lewpac, can you talk for us a little bit? I was hearing quite a bit of robots from you. I just want to make sure you're good.
Robots, am I okay now?
It did go into quite an interesting matchup between these 2 teams. I think it's worth watching.
Looks
I'm ready when you guys are.
ready to go.
I have the YouTube at 00, the one that Shozen just linked, yeah.
Give me 1 second. There we go.
He's here. He is here.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'll try to set up the cameras in the background while you guys look at that match, and then we can go back to normal, hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, call us in when you're ready.
Playing in 3, 2, 1, now.
So it is the new ATAC 12 team: Tomny, Brazil, Space Chuja, Magic Sit, and Durenton. You said Durenton is like a multi-role guy who's played pretty much everything in the game.
Yeah.
Now, you'd probably expect a start like this from these guys. Looks like they did get traded for 1, though. It was a respawn from Durenton, and they managed to hold their ground with no healer. Pretty impressive, as the Tidal team is going to be chilling back at 10 in the first blood. Looks like Great Hammer Nature, the kind of meta tank and healer setup right now. Take a look what everyone else has got. We got a glaive, a bow, and I'm gonna guess a curse, Shozen. Oh look, it's
Really? Do you think it's a curse? Do you think there's a curse in a 5v5 team?
that is an unbelievable team setup. There is actually a
Completely
few
unique.
people there is actually a few people playing, fun and different stuff right now, though, in fairness. We have got some Great Axe players, we got some Death Giver players, we got some crossbow guys, there's even a Staff of Balance or 2. But, this is the comp you're going to see the most, which is why you're pretty much seeing it on both sides. In fact, it is a complete mirror match here. Bar the individual
Oh,
tech choices of the armor, this is a full weapon mirror match. And Maya, there's the combo. Iron Breaker goes through with the shred. Follow-up was clean from the squad black screen boys. It's going to be Tommy. One more will do it. Space Tutor finding the arrow to finish him, gives him a little tickle, and that's enough to send him back to the tent without his equipment. Strong early showing, and the 3 caps are starting to take hold already, Shozen.
yeah, it's never a good sign when you're down into these 3 cap situations, when you've been bullied twice. It makes it very hard psychologically to come back. But I think these guys are so experienced that they will be able to pull it off. We'll see what they can do, and maybe they can make a decent showing of this match.
RPG's on the other team, by the way, a guy,
Oh, they got a
I've
good
been
team.
watching for a while. But yeah, like you said, this third fight is always the most important one. Because if you lose this one, generally you're on a critical amount of points where you don't, not only have you got to focus on the points, you've got the constant worry of the fight and the points simultaneously. So they really need to get something from this and hopefully some caps. RPG defensive duty goes down. Iron Breaker onto 2 from Magic on the choke. Space Tutor. Big combo onto him, but no purge available for that cleric. And he's going to get healed up as Durenton finds the space. But look at that club on the choke. That is not what you wanted. Nice save from Magic there. Stops Tommy's follow-up. Means it's only the tank out front. But Chuja, he's in a bit of trouble. The tackle back through. Tomley trade. Now Space Chuja. He's been flicked out of position. Guys it up. Shredded again. He's going to roll
Space is
away.
gonna
Magic
go.
goes in deep. Magic goes in deep. He's looking for more, but Space surely. Lucifer's going to find him this time.
That was rough there. They had an opportunity to hold this control that they've been establishing here, but the red team coming in, doing what they needed to do in this third fight, like you said, taking at least a death in their favor. They've got to send somebody back for caps. It looks like they're not going to do it in time. They have nobody at that 6-second mark to make sure that they are capping, and
No,
they're going to lose out.
they had to get caps off the back of that because these guys are going to pressure it up the choke. Magic,
Mhm.
he's tanky enough that he can walk in and interrupt a couple of caps, even with full focus on him, because he knows full focus on him means his team gets a lot of space. And they won that fight, and they're still 3 cap shows. And Magic has given them an opening potentially, but he plays deep enough, lets them just recover. Tomley's low as well. Okay, they are going to grab that cap, and it's going to be wow. Squad can't really push this right now. Tomley's almost out of energy, and Magic is not doing too hot himself on the old health, but they are choosing to go for it. Double Iron Breaker, tackle comes through too. Durant and force back down the choke. This is fine. Honestly, going back up and down the choke repeatedly while having the cap advantage is not a problem.
Yeah, you don't mind at all as long as you can
And
get up there
Tommy
and interrupt
realizes,
and
Tommy
yeah, he's already
senses
right.
shenanigans. He says, I'm declaring shenanigans and I'm going to go and cap because he realizes what they're doing to him. But then he also realizes that he can't do anything about it because Magic will just poke up and poke back down. Nice tackle through. Lots of dots on the blue right now, forcing them back. But once again, it's still a cap. It's still a cap, and somebody's got a dip for this. Now, this time, Tutuka's going to try and dip for it. Oh, Space Tutor is taken down. Magic can't contest. That was a beautifully timed stun there. Magic can't contest, and finally, they're going to get the 2 cap chosen.
Yeah.
After only 3 minutes after they
They've only
won the
been
fight.
controlling the fight for 3 minutes now, and they finally get the caps in their favor.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Down 53 to 135 with cap control finally in their favor. Good luck, red team. Good luck.
I did think that you wanted a comeback though, shows, and I heard that you do
I
like
always
a
like a good comeback. I
So
do. I do. It's a rumor.
it's quite the hill to climb. I don't think they can afford to take another heavy loss in a fight, but this is definitely doable. 53, 53 isn't 20 points, right? You've got a little bit of breathing room there, and the only issue I see is they've only got a 2 cap, so that's going to take them. They have to play for 13 minutes essentially, which isn't really, eventually they'll lose at that. They really need to try and pressure this 3 as soon as they can, especially if they're playing in the open space once again. They are he seems to be the weak spot in this lineup, and they are exploiting that weak spot every time, catching him out. Tommy playing perfectly with that glaive, waiting for the mobility to be gone, flicking him out of position. And I think this time they did shut down that cleric nice and quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job of shutting down the cleric. But now they have a quick rotation here to the south. Red's going to get there in time, make sure that there's no shenanigans, doesn't lose the cap, still running with that 3 cap to their advantage. They're going to rotate up north just fine and probably try to do the same thing they did last time, brawl out in the open.
Yeah, this time as well, it's going to be a nice 20-pointer and finally get them down to 100 on the clock. And yeah, now they can start to bully, and they've got to play for 5 seconds and then job done. But we'll see how they do. Gonna play nice and wide space. He's the one that needs to be careful. He knows they're gunning for him. He needs to keep in range of Durant, and he needs to manage those defensives a lot better as well. Like that evasive jump possibly wasn't necessary there. Do you know what I mean? He probably could have just kited back on foot and held the jump, but it doesn't look like they're going to follow him up anyway. So turns out it was the right decision. They didn't pile on any pressure. Usually Tommy would run forward and flick him off the back of it. Here it comes. Tommy's going in for space. In the meantime, Magic, they go for Lucifer. He's in a horrible spot. Poison comes down. Sack is used. He commits the evasive jump, but look at Magic. Look at Magic and Tommy in the front line, but Tommy's dropping low, and the area of decay on top of him stripping those hots is enough to get the kill. And now blue comes surging forward, and red have to kite. They have the 3 cap. They're gonna get a rotation, but they need nobody else to die, and they need to kite until their 5th is back.
Yeah, it's going to take some practice and just being aware of your health, making sure you keep everybody engaged. Oh, that's it. That's too late. Now RPG is probably going to go as well. This is too much for them. And
That
with
is
a
not
3,
the one.
yeah, 3
Watch this
down,
tackle.
and
Oh, he missed the 3, man. He missed the 3, man, but it was still pretty juicy.
it's still pretty good.
They're all
And they're
gonna
just
live.
bullying them. They're gonna
Oh,
no, they're
yoink.
not gonna lose 2. Are they gonna lose 2?
I have no
2
idea. It's
doing
so
so
close.
well. This is so late to lose 2. Oh no, that's the worst way to lose 2 right there. Losing
8-1
him late
poison
into
committed. 8-1
yeah.
poison committed to the cause. Love it. This is going to be it's
And it's
a
in favor
horrible
of blue
timing
now.
for the 20.
Yeah.
Look at that timing as well. This is done and dusted. They're on a 1-minute timer now, and they haven't even had a respawn on their
There's
curse.
not really a chance in this one. This is going to blue, I think.
Yeah, I mean they've just got to play it out. Unless they can find an explosive opening kill or a healer kill, then they're pretty much just going to be suicided out. Even if they find the opening, the remaining members will just like play for time here.
Yeah.
As is the way when it gets down. That's why it's always so bad to go below 20, because you just limit your opportunities to win, because the enemy can just play. No, I don't call it cheesy, but just
Defensive. They can play,
gamemanship.
they can
5-man tackle from Magic as well. But Space Chuja, he does go. There's one.
just pull it
Lucifer
out.
does get traded though. ATAC 12 could be 2. They purge the cleric. Nice
get
purge on that, and they
ATAC.
tackle through.
I
Iron
don't think they
Breaker,
have
and that
time
is
here,
the
though.
2. Now what? Tommy's going to run off for the cap. They're going to
12
look
seconds.
for. They're going to look for the
They
healer
need
though.
2
Maya.
caps, and they don't have that.
Tommy has to go for the other one. They only needed 1 to stay alive, actually.
Yeah.
But Magic's going to say no, and this is it, isn't it? Like they're just gonna play interruptions and close it out. So with the 2 kills, they did get traded on, but wasn't enough. Too little, too late. Shozen.
Unfortunately, that is sometimes the way, Lewpac.
But it is time to throw up a poll.
I'm
And
waiting on a poll a little bit. We're trying to get the teams to sign up here. We've got 3 teams
imagine
signed up.
signing up in 2021, Shozen. Imagine going back
Signing
to
up
camera,
early.
Bogul. We were never on camera.
We've never
mate.
been on camera.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Love it.
Yeah, Lewpac, go ahead. Introduce the show. What are we doing here today?
Oh, well, I feel such an idiot. Oh, I feel such an idiot. We are doing the Crystal League live show on Albion TV. We got level 4, 5, and 6 action as all of these teams vie for valuable season points. They try to level their towers, and most importantly, they try to beat each other up and take each other's shiny gear. As the levels increase, the IP increases, which means the gear gets more and more valuable. And it's not even uncommon, Shozen, at level 6 to start seeing 8-3.
We've seen
particularly
it.
in capes, where that
Mhm.
is where that's an effective IP.
Okay.
There we go. That is it. You generally will let you vote on the teams, so you guys can actually choose who you want to watch as a priority. I will say though, you will need to queue up if you want your team to be included in the vote. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not in the vote, you guys. You never
You hate
vote
me.
for
You
us. You're
hate me.
so biased, so biased." Actually, if you haven't queued up, we don't know you exist, so that's why we say
True.
queue up if you want to be on
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
I
Don't
think
know who
I,
you
I,
are.
I think that's fair.
It's very fair.
Anything else we need to cover?
Not really.
I think that's
What about
everything you need
raffles?
to know
Sign
about
up for
the
raffles. Make sure you
oh,
type raffle into chat so that you can be available when Mootbot chooses somebody. If your name gets pulled, whisper me, the Shozen one, to claim your prize. The poll should be up right now. I don't know how much time I put on it. Probably not enough.
how could we forget the raffles? Blimey.
Oh, it's a very quick one. Get in on this one, guys. I want to watch Keeper of Nature.
Wait, in a 5v5?
Yeah.
That's definitely been a while. Wow. That's definitely been a while since Mr. Keeper was in a
Yeah,
5v5.
he's with Gwess and Mind Nerd, King Just, Bonzo Bobo. You know these names. You are
I mean,
familiar.
Keeper of Nature back in the day could most commonly be found outside of GVGs with a longbow, shooting the players as they tried to enter.
Oh, what are you doing? Why you got to bring this up? Why you got to
Do
be like
you remember that? Do you remember when he was the scourge of GVGers everywhere? It was literally like, you would have a sixth member with your GVG team on Keeper
Mhm.
Watch. And if you saw your guards trigger or you saw a guy go invisible just on the outskirts of the tower, you quickly threw your gear on so that you didn't get one shot. Because back in the day, so for you guys who don't know, back in the day, if you zoned in naked, the scoreboard always showed you as naked, even once you geared up. We didn't have this like refreshing one that we have now that updates when you swap gear. So basically, you could hide your comp by going in naked, but you would have your gear in your bag. Keeper would rock up with his longbow, and because you were naked, you would all die. And then you would also, your bodies would be teleported into the GVG, so you couldn't even
Mhm.
loot your own bodies. Keeper would get knocked down by the tower, probably, and then he would respawn with a shield and loot you all. I wonder how much of his kill fame that ended up accounting for, because he's got like 263 million kill fame.
That's not too shabby.
So, and I bet a lot of that is because back in the day, 8-2 GVG teams, like solo killing them, it's like 1 million fame per kill.
It's kind of juicy.
And at one time he did it, and one of the guys actually released and went back to town just as the GVG started. So his team were in 4v5 and he didn't make it in time and they lost. So, man, let's be, and there's some funny stuff. We were talking the other day, me and Tazik, weren't we, about banking your gear in the wrong tab and having no gear in the GVG. That was another common occurrence.
Yeah, we were
But I've
talking about
heard,
that during our
well,
show. Like our 5v5.
hot new
Yeah.
team on the block, Shozen.
The
I mean,
Bogul team.
all of the top GVG casters in Albion
All the
are
top. The
talking
best
about this hot new
casters.
team,
Yeah.
hot new team called the Dream Team that's topped. All the top casters are talking about this team, and I think it's
Because they're on it,
I think it's
Lewpac.
big news. I mean, that's neither here nor there, is it? If 100% of Albion's GVG casters are
Are talking
talking
about
up
it.
this team, then it must
Yeah,
be
they're
good.
all promoting it.
Right, who are we gonna watch for
Bokix.
level 5? Bokix. Okay, Bokix not tank.
What the
And
hell?
I'm recording on the other screen.
Marine Lapnetra. Wait, I thought I saw him with a one-hand mace there. It was somebody else.
My game just crashed.
Okay.
Keep talking. I should make it back in.
Well, we're
So
gonna
he
watch
is
this Bokix
so
team,
if
and
you see, one of the things I say, like, so the capes, obviously capes don't have a mastery, right? So in order to meet the IP cap on your cape, you actually need like a better cape than the rest of your gear. So for example, a 6-3 cape is 1250 IP. A flat 8 hammer with full mastery will be like 1400 IP. So that's why you often see 8-3 capes very early. But these guys going in, looks like they are playing a traditional Great Hammer. We'll see what the setup is when they get in. So here we go with Crystal League level 5 on Albion TV. Don't forget, we got level 6 coming up straight after as well. And these guys are in to the Crystal Realm. Tutankhamun, Machu, Bokix, Nataxo, and Marine. A force to be feared. Bokix rocking the Daybreaker. And they've got a sun-on-sun mirror match. Boda and his Great Axe.
Oh, my guy didn't get a matchup. I got to go find another one.
Kagera is on the Staff of Balance. Shekri on the, wow, 6-3 Masterpiece Mistcaller. Rowdy stuff. And yeah, Boda on this Great Axe. Still, I think, with the only one running it. Grafis and the boys coming up. Boda pops his food. A little bit late there. Is looking to come up, knock up onto Grafis. There goes the spin, but Boda can't find anything squishier than Bokix, unfortunately. Shekri is kiting nicely backwards as Marine and Bokix come forward. Machu now looking to join the fray up front, get some heals to his frontliners. Nice Dark Matter deep there. The sacrifice has already been used onto Kagera. More agony onto Bokix. And this is, oh, that was a lot of damage, but Boda's spin came, oh, very nasty for Machu, though, who does get caught in it as well as the Mystic Rocks. He's trying to kite back, but Boda gets driven away. Meanwhile, Marine, oh, 3-man stun, Slammer Jammer on top, coming down. These guys playing the Shadow Caller as well, which is interesting in this matchup. Bokix, he's going to be driven back on that Daybreaker once again. Carvenan, they're trying to keep Carvenan out of this fight. The Impaler, that was nice work from Bokix and Marine. They're going to switch over to Grafis now, which does mean that the Bow of Carvenan will be free to cast for a little bit. Misses the Geyser, uncharacteristic. Card gets the Seed. Nice positioning on that, Judy, though. His whole team able to sort of move around that. Carvenan in big trouble. There's the stun through. Shekri may follow. It's a defensive Dark Matter. Shekri is going to drop. It's going to be at least 2 of the world champions, or the 2-time world champions, not the current world champions. There's a 3rd, there's a 4th, and Kagera will get back to the 10th.
Ooh, a 4
very,
out of 5?
very convincing.
Very often. That's a rough go for these guys. Usually they're, they have a much better engagement. Even when they lose, it's a long, drawn-out battle all the way back to 10, and they're not losing people.
The problem is when they lost their first guy, they were all coming through that choke, and the follow-up was pretty brutal. Remember, you got a Shadow Caller here, not a Great Curse, so you've got a lot more burst potential. You might not have the most value comp compared to a Great Curse, but you've got that really good burst potential. And he gets all of his stuff quicker because of the Mistcaller. One-hand weapon life. Marine goes in, elbow smash, nice tackle, looks for 3 but finds 2. Purges the Druid robe on Shekri, actually. And Boda once again is spinning on the plate users. This is like uncharacteristically timid for Boda and Karg, isn't it? Usually we would see them
they're a little deeper,
as far forward as possible, but it's working out as Bokix is taking a drill in. Oh wow, Tutan using a knockback. I think he's on knockback helm in order to save his boys there. Yeah, so he's on Cultist Cowl and he used it on knockback. And he actually, with that force field, he actually saved his boy there, Bokix. That was brilliant play from Tutan. Constantly impressed by the French youngster. Marine goes in. Nice knockup. This choke's going to be brutal if the tackle's there. Grafis is going to fall. Boda might fall as well. Doesn't have curse stack. Shekri's in a horrible, horrible spot. Geysered up. He's in trouble. Karg back to 10 with him. And this is a 3-cap bullying from Marine and the gang.
These guys are really impressing me today with this incredible play against the 2-time champions. Woof woof.
Woof woof. Weren't they praise the sun or something the next time?
Yeah, whatever.
The last one. They see that's what happened. They changed their name and it all went wrong. I mean, 3rd place is still nothing to be sniffed out of all of the teams in the game, but it wasn't what we were used to. And suffice to say that there seems to be a lot of competitive teams now. Yeah, second, first, 3rd they came, didn't they?
Yeah, not bad for a team, I would say. It looks like they're fairly decent at this game. One could venture.
And that's a year.
That.
That's a year of Albion. Don't forget. That's 4 seasons.
And they were around for seasons and seasons before that. I mean, literally 3 years of this team.
Oh, Carvenan swaps to the perma from the curse. interesting, and we'll see how it plays out for him. He's obviously a little bit unhappy with the way he's being picked off here, and the extra mobility will definitely help him with the control. Graffi stands his ground there with the cleric. The nasty wounds comes out as well, though. So Shekri, he's gonna have to be careful as he can't heal his man up. Wow, permafrost onto 2. That was some big damage from Carve, but nice reactions there from Marine to stun him and shut it down. 2 still in a lot of trouble. He is stuck in those Mystic Rocks. He's going to try and roll away from Kargera, but Kargera is chasing, and this is working out a lot better. Look at Bokix right now. Area of Decay. He's in a lot of trouble. The shards are still raining down. There isn't another perma prison, but Shekri, oh, he rolls the breakthrough. Kargera can't get in this fight, though. Kargera cannot get in this fight right now until those seeds pop. Shekri seeds pop, Kargera's seeds pop, and they're looking for something. Boda, in the meantime, is just chilling at the other end. I don't even know if they noticed him, but if he can get a sack or the next seed, he can get back in and he can do some work with his great axe. We know that if he gets on top of those clothies, but the static effect from the Shadow Caller is going to melt Shekri, and Bokix gets traded, but it's not going to matter unless Boda can find Machu here. No, Kargera's going to die. Grafis will take 2 ticks, but get to the 10.
He'll get there in time. He'll be fine. Yeah.
And it's going to be, I think that's GG, pretty much.
This is another 20 points in favor of the blue team here. I don't see much happening for red team in the last minute of this match.
Yeah, they're not even out yet. And Attackers banking loot, I think. Cheeky if they see it, though. They're coming. Okay, Nataxo realized they were coming. Boda was cut. Like, Boda went for the dive onto the healer. He had to go the other way. Like, had to go through the back of them and mount up.
That's not the way.
Slightly awkward for this man, but there we go. It's a good little start.
They got 40 seconds to see what they can do.
Yeah, it's not looking great unless they can find something very quick. They do have a nice bursty lineup. If Carvenen's got the jacket as well. Wow, that's huge on the choke there. That was very, very impressive opener. The permafrost, the follow-up with the Morgana's cape is not controlled either. And Boda was there to clean up. But the adjustments have come a little bit too late. And Blue Sun, they know it, don't they? The Blue Sun can just peel back, play for time. They know that 1 cap will just add an extra minute on the timer. Grafix is going to go for it, but Marine going to see it? Okay, no, Bokix is going to see it, and that's GG. Bokix may die for it, but he's probably thinks it's worth it, and it's not even going to matter. 8-1 or 7-1 plus a war camp kill, I guess.
Let me see if I can't find another one that's still going.
Did you record one as well?
Yeah, I have one that's going. So let's head over to Durenton.
Back to Mr. Durenton then.
He's going against Fatnex and the boys. Nice, even match.
That was
the
same match. We just saw that match, didn't we?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a rematch. Yeah, pretty sure that's a rematch, isn't it? Magic-y Sid. Yes, it is. And right now, yeah, wow, really even one. But the blue guys from Blue Army do have the 3 cap.
And they're getting toasted here. This Frost is doing work. Durenton's got to fall back. Got to get his range.
Nice stun from Fanex. He's really low there. Oh,
that's too far back.
Space Chuja again. He got caught. Look at that freezing wind from
and now he's
as well.
In.
Catches
that's
them
why he's
all
so
on the
far
retreat.
back. That flick is what's scaring Durenton right now. He's got to be super aware that flick can come at any time and come just decimate him. And with the 3 cap in their advantage, they're going to lose the rotation. It's going to go to the other team.
That was 4 of them Shozen that went down there.
It's always rough. Lewpac, when you lose more of your players.
They're gonna get 120 seconds on this though, and we know this is an explosive team. We know what they can do. Spadger though, he needs to be careful. Like Spadger seems to be the one that gets bullied a lot here. Obviously the curse is like I always think it's correct to bully the bow, because anytime he's trying to dodge, trying to evade, it does also mean that, you know, he's not returning damage. Nice. and the bow is terrifying.
That was a really nice little orb there.
Cheeky little Kobe from the high ground. prefer the
I'll work
arrows,
on that one
okay.
for us, Lewpac. I'll start trying to get that one going.
Sound effect. Oh, free James. Nice trades early on, too. Oh, he rolls really early again. I think he was going to get flicked there. I think it was the correct play, but now he's got to play that 20 seconds without his roll. Which always a scary time. The freezing wind into the stun sets it up perfectly as well. Because really, like, the freezing wind is such a short cooldown, you can't commit mobilities to it. So you kind of just have to get stuck in place. And as soon as you're stuck in place, the tank can set up perfect tackles. 1 minute of their 2 remaining is nearly gone. Poison, a lot committed to Majiki here. And Spadger, look at Spadger on this wall. Like, he's just like, man, I hope no one notices me right now. He was having a great old time, and that's opened up some potential to push. Chicken is being driven back. There's 60 seconds on the clock. They're just kiting, though. They're not actually in that much danger. They just know kiting through chokes is the play with this timer. And Spadger, I like his positioning here. He is shooting, but he's got one eye on that cap, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to keep an eye on
The purge comes out,
You
but
ready?
ATAC.
ATAC goes. And this is going to be too much for the boys in blue, I think.
Yeah, they are gonna fall here. Durenton gets knocked up. Durenton dies, which means now even a 1 cap won't save them. They might not even make it, Shozen.
They're not even going to get out of here.
They might not even make it to the
There's
timer
Magic.
here.
And
there's
that's
the
it.
second. Gatomni and Magic go down. Chicken, the healer, kills the tank in that one. And that was...
oh, Chicken being cheeky.
That was very, very cheeky.
All right. And my match ended in the background. Let me finish that up and get that set for you guys. Let's see. What do we got still running? We have one level 3 still going. Mr. Vallo, if you want to check out Mr. Vallo in the background while I get the other match going.
Yes. You can't stalk with caps lock. Oh. Looks like looks like a comeback in the works. They're on 10 points. Wow.
And look
He's
at how
gonna
low
get
the blue
drilled.
team is. Blue team is super low right off the bat. This is not the way you want to start a comeback. Well, not
Where's
comeback.
the rest of red though?
Defending
They're
a
missing
comeback.
someone. Oh, there
Somebody went
he
to
was
cap.
watching.
Yeah, he went to cap.
Magini was watching. Wow, Magini, Sabota, Pratorm, Mr. Vallo. There's some names here.
Some good names.
Yeah. Wow, this is a body job. They can't afford to lose one person here though, because they could just snowball off the back of that. They really shouldn't be playing in front of the tent. Sabota nearly goes down to Magraka. He rolls, gets flicked, but does manage to survive thanks to the rest of his team doing some damage. Here comes the fast rotation. How fast is red going to be? Shut down an Iron Hand. They need a quick rotation too over the top. Imagine Othello is going to go for the cap, and it'll be on Naz with the Daybreaker to stop him. Imagini might choose to step up. Oh, Pratorm's going to get it though, and there's the Ironbreaker to grab it. Vallo goes low, drops the Judy. Mag Kara, he's going to be okay. Looking for the energy drain though. He is in a bit of trouble here. Energy drain, which was going to get removed and is now not getting removed, is kind of interesting. We'll talk about that between matches, I'm sure. In the meantime, Maker and Corntilla are being driven back down this choke. They're going to go for another rotation. Vallo, oh no, they're not. They're actually going to die. Athulu is going to die. I thought Mr. Vallo was going to go out the other side and maybe think about a back cap on his way around. That would have been the play, but it looks like it's going to be 1, 2 deaths and a 20 tick. And now with this respawn timer, there's just no hope, Shozen.
No, not really. Not at this point. 5 to 10, 20 cap against you. Ooh, no, thank you. They're just going to stick around here in the 10.
That was a nice little comeback. 6-7 in terms of kills. Like very, very close on the kills. Very, very close on the points. I mean, this is a 10-pointer, Shozen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is.
One we've
It's
seen
10
so
point.
far. All right, we've got a match recorded by Shozen in the background here.
We'll see how the internet holds up on this one.
You could sort of tell it was something weird on the last one, wasn't there? But it's
They're going to be weird. My internet is just off today. I apologize. Elsa has been tormenting me for the last 2 days.
Keeper of Nature versus Tidal with his Blue Army guys.
All right. Count us in, Bogul, at 32 seconds into the VOD.
So while this one's on in the background, I do want to talk about some of the changes then, because I think this one's reasonably long. We won't get too long to talk about that. So we spoke a lot last week about the NDA changes for Royal Armor and how it was going to affect frontliners that require energy. They kind of completely reworked the spell into more of a ZVZ spell. And now that change has been done, and they're actually just reworking. It's now Royal Arm will do the same as it did before, but it now doesn't drain the enemies and just gives a flat amount of energy in an area.
Yeah, which I think is a good. People were very concerned when they were saying they're getting rid of the energy gain from it. That's what people are using it for. They're not using it for the drain. They're using it for the gain. And I just say you call it that energy gain. You don't need to call it energy drain.
It's like a mobile druid cowl pulsing, right? Which then they've upped the druid cowl, right? So it takes twice as much. So it's essentially double the energy. Okay. And I was just like, well, no one's going to play that over plate armor. Like the Royal's so much better. So I was like, what if right, they made druid cowl into like the energy graveguard? Like you could go pew and full energy someone and like give it 2 charges with a 30-second charge tick up or something. Like that would be a good, because usually you don't need energy on your whole team. There's usually a couple of specific people that have energy issues, right? For example, like the healers manage it themselves anyway with the potion and the cape. Tanks generally don't have energy issues because if they're hitting enough, they get the energetic passive. It's usually the melee. Curse doesn't really have energy issues, especially if they're playing sickle, because they have time for 2 auto attacks in between each sickle. Bow sometimes does if they're getting assassin hood channels off, which means they're rotating those cooldowns very quickly. But generally, because their auto attack is fast and is energetic passive, they don't have trouble. So like the Druid Cowl doesn't really seem like it has a place in 5s right now. But being able to give a full energy bar to one particular person would be kind of cool. I don't know who would use it, mind, because you still have to fit it into the composition somehow. But I feel like there's some flex heads with these what do you call it, assassin hoods, smirk hoods, occasional guardian here and there. Although even with the prevalence of curse, guardian has completely dropped off. Whereas again, something like the Cargera comp with bleed and curse, you get a lot of value from a guardian.
Yes, you can. I've been
in the
using
meantime,
it. I found that it was helpful. I was able to save you guys a couple of times with the Guardian. I felt good with it.
Yeah. In the level 1s as well, it's super strong. Like it's a very big shield and it scales quite nicely even at the lower IPs. Right now, Tidal is beating the heck out of Blue Army, Shozen.
Oh.
Keeper of Nature is the healer.
Is that what we're watching here? We're just watching Tidal take down Blue Army yet again, like this was a ZVZ?
Is that what's been happening in ZVZs, is it?
Well, I would say that the anti-PoE coalition has been doing better than the PoE empire.
They're doing better than the previous 3 anti-PoE coalitions.
No, I mean, we saw one that did very, very well.
If Season 9 one nearly did finish the job.
It did him in. And then there was this idea to start going against Arch.
Like, let's go fight Arch. Woo!
This is too easy.
Big Banana goes brrr.
Well, now he's over in June. He's not even part of that alliance anymore. Derek's over there in Waterfac, and Big Banana is out over in June. It's like they switch spots. I don't know.
You never know. But yeah, so this one, is the war over yet, though?
No, the war is as hot and heavy as it could possibly be right now.
When can we go back to regular size ZVZs that are fun?
A faction warfare Lewpac actually has some fairly normal size ZVZs.
I've been playing faction warfare every day.
Leading the boys?
I'm leading the tree. We call them the tree tards. That's our pet name for Limhurst.
Oh, Lewpac. You're gonna get us canceled here on Twitch.
Oh, I hope not. But yeah, no, we've been having a load of fun. No, the only cluster queue we get is like outside the city when we're forming up.
Yeah, when we're trying to get into the city. Yeah,
but that's actually helpful because you can skip straight to the action that way.
Damn.
But yeah, there's been some bang. I'm gonna release a video on it probably next week.
All right, would love to see that.
On YouTube, sort of pumping up faction warfare.
How would you like to do some faction warfare on your newbie show as well? We could talk about how new players can get into ZVZ action as part of your new player show.
When am I doing that?
In 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely we'll do that. That sounds like fun, and that's probably something that other people aren't showcasing. So.
Nope. We have corrupted dungeons is what we're gonna have next, and Hellgates and small scale.
Sorry.
PvP.
You said corrupted dungeons, and I just assumed that I had 30 minutes before anything happened. Of running in circles and resetting. Sorry, my bad.
Did you
Well,
really
talking
say
about-
that?
Talking about
read the
resetting.
NDA. You've heard the
Talking
NDA changes for the corrupted dungeons, right?
Hey, you need a PhD to work out exactly what that means. That is
Okay, mobs are gonna spawn.
No, I know. Like I do know, I understand that. But at that point, they should just remove crystals then, because the whole point of crystals in corrupted dungeons was to prevent like virtual kidnapping, whereby somebody wouldn't fight you but also wouldn't let you finish the dungeon, right?
Right.
Like we used to see with the half-hour running around in Hellgates, where you couldn't kill somebody but they wouldn't let you leave. So now these new mobs prevent the kidnapping situation. So why do we still need?
I don't know if
crystals?
they don't still prevent the kidnapping. I mean, somebody could.
But they do,
still,
because if somebody kites away infinitely, they
then
get
you get
slower
like
and slower.
20% slower and 25% less health.
And then at which point you just lose. You just die.
It's like rough.
We'll see how it'll play out. But
like in the Limehurst area.
Once again, yeah, you would is quite often cluster queued when we form up.
Thetford struggles to get like 40 people.
This is a 3 cap.
Well, that's not they're not cluster queuing, Bogul.
Thetford struggles to get like 40
we're not cluster queuing with our ZVZ force.
They're
It's all the
ZVZ.
randoms.
It's the idiots outside who are staying one zone outside of the city, trying to gather and farm, XP, because they don't realize that.
When you say 40, do you mean in the Discord force?
Yeah.
Is what I have what you have what you call the Discord force, and then you have the bobbleheads. They just bobble around, and they just bobble around after the group, going. They don't know what they're doing. We have a special. I'd love you to take a look. Are any of you on the Limehurst Discord?
No,
we have a special channel called Heroes of Limehurst for the special bobblehead builds that follow us around.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. There's some classics here. So let me just give you one randomly. By the way, this is a rough defeat for the Blue Army boys. They're smooth as you like from Tidal. Very, very nice. So yeah, my first hero of Limehurst, we had a guy, soldier helm, soldier armor, night boots, great nature, all flat 4 on a tier 3 ox. We had a guy in full lumberjack gear with a claymore attempting to fight on a donkey with 6 beef stew, though. Very optimistic. There is some funny end, but what's great is the bobbleheads, right? They just die to the first engage. So what you need to do is you need to teach your Zerg not to panic when they see a load of deaths, because it's just the bobbleheads dying. What?
No, this is great. I'm gonna have to get in on some of these. You guys do it under EU time, so there's a day of the week I can maybe join up with you guys and try.
I'm doing it in the daytime during my stream.
Oh, so it would be like morning time for me.
Yeah,
I'd have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's worth it. Well, no, because some of them might be 3 p.m. UTC. Is that
I can do that. I can do 11.
Yeah. No, it's really fun. And honestly, in 2 months, we've gone from being one of the least good factions to less awful, which is good. People are having fun, and it's a really good one, and it's great. It's such a good atmosphere. It's a lot less toxic than Black Zone,
How do you feel about the time to kill there? I've been doing a little bit of that for faction warfare. That's why I'm asking, and I get blown up very fast.
The time to kill is based on your composition, though. If your composition has plenty of enigmatics and locuses and stuff like that, then the time to kill is not so bad.
So we're all just bad then. Okay.
The thing is I basically was we form up now, and if the composition isn't right, I just deflag and I just call it off. So now people have learned that Get the comp right. Get the comp right. And so we don't go without at least 2 parties built correctly. And that makes the world of difference. Like before, if you just X up with everything, right, you end up with 2 healers, 7 tanks, because tanks know that they get the loot usually because they're at the front. Like, and then everyone else is DPS, like 0 supports, no damnations, no grail seekers, no icicles, all the good
Oh,
stuff.
the damnation isn't getting any loot there, Lewpac. Don't you
Damnation
understand?
the damnation can get loot if he plays in the right
No.
position.
Everybody's running away from me by the time that thing goes off.
Yeah, like a lot of people die for loot as well. A lot of people die looting in faction warfare. I've noticed.
Don't die
Like,
for loot. Don't ever die for loot,
I
boys and girls. Don't ever die
publicly
for loot.
shame them. I'm like, you died for loot that you didn't get because you died. Like it's the silliest. It's the silliest Chosen to do that. They're so worried that someone else might get like a scrap of loot.
Oh my God, there's T5 loot on that body. Quick, everybody go die.
Yeah.
Happens though, happens.
What about Crystal League then? Are we still doing this?
Yeah, we're
Today-
doing
today,
I'm waiting
for the
today's one or the dream team.
A little bit of both.
Dream team back in 2 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I was pumped. I really enjoyed that.
I want to get that one going again. I want to, say that thing has to happen every week so we stay warm. That was a good time.
Is it up on the YouTube yet?
I believe it is. I believe you can watch that on the YouTubes right now. It's worth checking out. I mean, you could go and watch it with your friends and make fun of us. You're like, this is the stuff I wasn't going to say to their faces. Does this guy even know how to tickle?
The feedback was fine. Like I don't think anyone played bad. I think we just needed to make the make a few adjustments.
Yeah, I think we did well. Once we made a couple of adjustments, I think we did okay. Nobody looked like they were hitting the wrong buttons. I think I may have panic cleansed twice. That for me, that's very few panic cleanses.
That is a low level of panic cleanse shows, and I will concur.
All right, I am still waiting for the 5th team to sign up here. Finally got one. All right, let's see what we got here.
There was a great moment where Bogul popped all of his defensives in one go. After
with one press, it was the
second after the guy had stopped hitting him. He was like, "Cleric robe, roll, resistance potion. Now I am essentially
I'm
naked."
safe. No, that was good shit.
Faction warfare as well, by the way. You've never seen so many cleric cows as you do in faction warfare. What do you play in it, Bogul, by the way?
What do you mean?
What role do you play and what setup?
I've been trying to just play enigmatic.
Ah, big one. So you sort of need to stand to the side when your guys get clumped. You just got, if you see a nasty looking camland, that's when you use it. Enigmatic shouldn't die though. Like really, you shouldn't ever get clapped because you shouldn't be stood next to anyone.
Well, shout out to the Thetford crew then.
Who get you killed on a regular basis.
Wait, did they walk on top of you or you walk on top of them though?
Well, let's not talk about that part.
VOD review time. Have you fought the Limhurst gang yet?
Oh, you're on the other side of the world.
That's literally the
well,
opposite side of the
we
coin.
know we get over there though. We have our little cap rotation and then we go like my group isn't the best if you want points because we just go looking for fights.
That's like Thetford has been winning a bunch of like in the leader or the rankings of the bandit events though.
Oh yeah.
They go around capping stuff. Like they're like, all right, we can't fight this, let's go cap. And then everybody's just fighting it out and Thetford is sneaking around capping everything and getting a bunch of points that way.
Oh, I never knew that faction warfare was locked until expert adventurer. I just went
You
to
learn
check
something new every day.
I just went to check the rankings now on my GM, and it's like you can't join faction warfare until expert. Maybe move that to master, just quietly, but you know.
All right. On this, we have a raffle going. We're gonna have one of those up in just a second. It looks like we're gonna go in on Cargera, guys.
Okay, well, so they still got their tokens. Then they got this great axe. I thought Carvinen on that perma looked dangerous. I really like that. So maybe we'll see it again. He's going to be Karg's going to be running his super greedy SOB build again though. Cultist sandals, 8-1 poisons, Thetford cape. This man doesn't know the word defensive. I mean, he's got the Judy armor, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of need one of those.
But that's it. He does have the cartwheel buff, but the cartwheel buff isn't what it used to be. That's for sure.
No, they got that nerfed. Thank you, Corrupted Dungeons.
That was a no-show for the Cargera team there.
All right,
Easiest win of their life.
Durenton again?
Rip everybody's points.
Not on. Who else was in that? The eye guy. The eye guy. I'm going to the eye guy.
Do you know how to spell that?
Yeah, I have it spelled. Hold on.
Found it.
Oh, as if you've actually got that on a copy paste.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's not like I memorized how to spell it. I am gonna try to record a second match. It's just gonna take longer because everybody's all screwed up now.
Oh, it's a chicken. It's the chicken match as well. Interesting stuff. I've lost my guild names there for some reason. Doom against Elevate, and this is a really good. This Doom team, Aurelia, Lucrative, Barcode Man, Forsaken in a bit of trouble though. Chicken's dead, by the way. They have no healer on Elevate. They're actually sticking it around. They're gonna get aced here, I think. They're gonna get aced here for playing with no healer, and they fully deserve
You
to.
can't do that. You can't.
Lucrative will get Olives. There you go. It's a 5-0 start.
That's a mistake.
They nearly got Forsaken, but even if the thing is even if they trade Forsaken there, they still wipe because they spent so many resources and got so low. That was just a very, very silly play, considering, you know, it's full sets of 8-1 and high, you know, 8-3 capes and masterpiece bits and bobs, 6-3 Judies. Like, you don't really want to just throw that stuff away with no healer. Like, it's early in the game, the respawns are quick. Just play a bit safe, you know. But I respect the rowdiness. I respect the rowdiness. These guys have been gilded with Geminix for too long. Put it that way.
Okay, well, I gotta let you know that Spam Dragon is throwing away their gold code if they do not whisper me and claim their prize.
That means I get it. That's the rule. If you don't claim it, it
like you need more gold.
Yeah, definitely. Bogul's running low, I heard. He needs more gold. Zerfax knock up Iron Breaker. Nice play there.
He's insulted by you saying that. Did you hear that? He's like, what? No.
Oh, more likely he goes through. Fatneck kills Liet with the Great Hammer. What? He's going to get another one. He's going to get another one with the Iron Breaker. Go on. Oh, he didn't get another one. He didn't get another one. But this time, Doom taking the beat. Forsaken split from his boys. Forsaken's dead. They should probably just toy with him for a little bit, though. Like, waste his time.
Alive? Yeah.
Well, then they need to cap, I suppose. That was a good turn. I like, nobody was near him when he got killed by the hammer, by the way. Liet just can't. I don't even know. He must have had 4 stacks or something nasty, and there was just nothing to save him.
Something bad happened. I don't know what it was, but it did not play well for Liet.
There's that area of decay, by the way. 3 stacks already on Liet. 4 stacks on there.
Yeah.
Or he's even up the choke. That was nasty.
Oh, he was able to clear him at least.
Early freezing wind used to shut down the front line, and now Barcode knocked up. First seed already gone though. Aurelia looking for the wide angle. Nice stack. And they're Chicken's running Pon. Chicken's running Protection of Nature. Love it.
I'm watching me some Alivis here. Learn how to play Curse properly.
Yeah, he's definitely a very good player to watch. Oh, stack onto there. Alib's finds Forsaken as well. Gets the credit for it. Although Free James and Fatnex did the forward pressure. Protection of Nature being used on this. This is the first guy using Pon instead of Cleanse we've seen. But honestly, it's more in Chicken's comfort zone in my opinion, because he's an old school nature healer. He was nature way back when. He's one of the best nature healers in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's all tied up. 106.
What I love about him is just like, you know, he's good at managing those 3 stacks and reclaims and everything like that. So actually the fact that Cleanse Heal consumes 1 stack will kind of throw him off his game. And I still think Protection of Nature is a top tier skill. It's so hard to kill somebody with the extra resistances. Amps the healing. Like, Sure, you lose the burst heal from cleanse, and you lose that cleanse, of course, which is very important, but protection of nature on its own is a phenomenal skill. But if you don't know, it gives you plus resistances and plus healing received, quite significant on both, and it's a very, very short cooldown, and it's an instant cast as well. So it's the little green, if you're newer to the game, you might not have seen it much. It's the little green circle you'll see on people. And it pretty much negates like an Iron Breaker or something, but it's not going to negate much for Zerfax. Oh, there you go. That was the Pond sack on him. The Pond sack. He's instantly back to full, but the problem is his chicken now. He's going one way. Druid armor's going to be run. He needs that. He gets the protection onto himself, so his hots will start to tick for quite a lot with that Druid. Can he stay alive? The geyser. He gets back. Oh, Fatnex stuns for him as well. Holy moly.
Just saved his life. They're going to allow for the reset here. Yeah.
They're going to have to rotate here.
But they have the caps. If they can just hold and engage, just keep things going, they're going to lose. They lost center. Looks like they're losing north.
Now they full rotated to link up with Chicken there. Liet is somewhere else though. Did Liet die? No.
I didn't see it. Liet is over the top. Liet went to go get
he was off capping. Okay.
Yep.
Now it's back to a 5v5, but Elevate aren't actually full health yet. They probably don't want to start this fight, but Doom don't give them the option. They say, right, you're going to start this fight actually, guys. So here we go. And that's a nice opener. Flick, Mortal Agony, big takedown onto Fatnex. He started the fight low, which meant getting him into Mortal Agony range was super easy. That was nicely done from Doom, and they're going to get a 10 here, and they're going to get it ready for a 20. But I think you'll see a fast rotate north, which Liet is already looking for. But Liet can't push out on his own. Like, he's just got to sit there and tickle him, and he knows that. Like, look at his positioning. He's going to take a little shot, and he's not going to overcommit to this. Area of Decay comes down, but now they are going to push. The cap is going. Is Barcode going to get there? He goes in looking for the geyser. Oh, he's missed the geyser. He's
How do you
whiffed
miss
it.
the geyser?
He just he wanted to get him right on the edge of it, because if he took a few more steps, then he was going to be too late. So he had to go for it there, and that's actually given them a big momentum swing as well, because he was very focused on that. In the meantime, his backline took a rollicking, but nice defensive duty positioning. Free James has that protection of nature. He's going to be just fine. The Chicken doing a sterling job here. That Druid robe, like, it's a very greedy nature build, but Chicken has so much more output than Forsaken if he ramps up and isn't purged. And again, with the bow on the field,
you're not really aiming to purge him.
Well, if there was a bow on the field, you wouldn't be able to purge it. But with Zerfax, the only thing they really need to purge on Zerfax is that Morgana's cape when he has it. So honestly, they can spare a purge, but I think Barcode, yeah, he actually did switch to Bop, right? Because no bow. And now the Druid Cowl is guaranteed and the Morgana's cape is guaranteed. And that's really good for Elevate. Like, I think keeping one purge would have been correct in this situation.
Yeah.
Zerfax,
who's gonna do it? Who's gonna
just keep it on the tank? He's running Bop. He's up front anyway. He sees the wings on Zerfax, he purges. He sees the Druid robe on Chicken, he purges. Like, that's definitely two things that are worth purging. And he'll also have it available to break clerics if they have kill pressure.
True enough.
Like, I think it's a very good Fiend's Cowl to have right now. But they do seem to be doing a good job of things anyway. Alev's trying to trade that Mortal Agony onto James. Protection of Nature went onto the tank when Free James was in trouble. He can't attack right now. Oh, Zerfax gets taken out. Fatnex gets taken out. James is going to get taken out. 1, 2, 3. Is it going to be 4? Oh, he's blanked. And then the bot sent him the wrong way. They immediately know that's not the one. But this is going to be it's going to be a 2-minute by the time they respawn Shozen. And this is looking good for Doom right now.
Well, it's a close matchup, but Doom has fought back. They are in control. That's where they're in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, the scoreline is close, but the 3 caps mean everything right now.
Everything right now. It's huge. You have to make a real mistake in order to lose that fight.
Yeah, I mean, the Elevate team will have enough time to create an opening. They won't get bled out just yet. but they do need to find that opening. This is the thing. And Doom have the option to just peel back up that choke. Like where Liette is trying to draw them out, like they could just play so defensive here. Because as soon as somebody goes to cap, it gives them the 4v5. And then they just push back down in time to interrupt it. Forsaken getting driven back. Chicken doing a nice job here. But the poison comes out. Lucrative going for Chicken, but he's going to protection the seed. Look at that play. That was such a bait. And that worked a treat. So Barcode, he threw the poison at Chicken. Chicken immediately ponned himself and put the seed out. And then they hard switched onto Zerfax. Hard switched onto Zerfax. Took him down. And that is going to give them the game, Shozen.
And that's a hard fought victory there. Like we said, it was very back and forth, very even, but they took control at the right point. They held it when they needed to, and they've had it since. And like I said, if you get to that point where you have 3 caps, the opponent has 30 points left, you have to screw up hard to lose.
Where do we want to go? Because I don't even think they're coming out here.
Hold on, let me go find out what's still going on. I think we may have 1, maybe 2 fights still going on.
Bokix just came out. I checked them.
Is that done?
Yep. All Barcode is overloaded with loot. Carry weight on boots, and he's still overloaded with loot.
All right, well, that's
tier 6, but he has a tier 6 bag, a tier 4 horse, and carry weight on boots, and he's overloaded, Shozen. How much?
That's rude.
It was 16 deaths. So I guess that is a lot of sets, isn't it?
Quite a few.
How much gear do you have to pick up to be overloaded right now, though? Like, actually. Wow. And he's going to get more from the crystal. Very, very nice fight there from both teams. But after a shaky start, the Doom boys, you know, they took the first fight, then they got turned on. And from then on, they were in the driving seat, as you rightly said, Shozen. All right. Did you record one here?
Yep, we have from 1 second in. I mean, just press play at the beginning, and it's as close as you're going to get. Are we going to do cameras on during this match, Bogul? Well, I just don't want it to have the back of my head while I look on the other screen for a YouTube video.
Just play the video. It's not the longest one. So it's that Machu team that we saw take out the we saw them take out the Cargera team, but all of a sudden this Tidal team putting it to Sun, looking strong. They get one, they look for another one, can't quite find the follow-up kill, but they do manage to take out 2 there. He's had to respawn, and it does look like somebody else had to go the long way round. Oh, Marine, no, it was 2-0 for Tidal there, rolling over Sun in the first engage. Slammer Jammer comes down. They're not able to follow it up with anything significant. Bokix on this Daybreaker. Again, I love this. I'm such a fan of the Daybreaker over the Glaive right now. Not so much the Shadow Caller. I'm not convinced in the nature matchup, but
okay, yeah, I can understand that.
I still like it. I still think it adds a lot of burst to the lineup, and
it also depends on how you play. Like if you've got Frost on your side, it's great.
Yeah, I mean there aren't any extra armor shred though. Is definitely worthwhile. I mean, I still think Armor Piercer could be played here.
I think it could be too.
Slammer Jammer. Like Dark Matter's good, but like I think you could still play Armor Pierce, and I'd be interested to see it played, honestly.
Well, people like to have the high numbers for damage, and you get that with the extra output.
Like again, what I love as well is like the snipe ability. The damage of it is quite hefty as well. Wow, now it's a turnaround. Tuka is going to go down. RPG and the boys back to 10. The Sun, after losing 2 on the opener, they take 1 and they grab control of the caps. And they actually never got 3 cap during that because of the super fast respawns. So now it's going to fight the other way. And these guys, Tutuka is going to be on the Shadow Caller as well. And these guys are going to be on the offense here.
Well, let's see what they do here. They have all the options in front of them, and they have to do something. Make a play.
Oh, Riven is in Blue Army, which means this isn't a team leveling towers for Tidal. but it's 4 Tidal, 1 Blue
Okay.
Army. Nice knock
Kick
up.
that guy
Obviously,
out. Kick
well,
him
they
out.
probably want him,
Level
but
your
he
cap.
also is probably like committed for the season rewards now, isn't he? Riven, oh wow, Riven just melting. Sack comes out. Maya really didn't want to sack there, was hoping the seed would do the job, but had to pull the trigger on it. Really, really great discipline from Maya there. I love to see healers that don't just panic sack the first time someone goes low. Like it's a long cooldown and it's your best heal essentially. So you need to make sure you're using it like at the essential time. And he didn't panic. He made sure he waited to see if the seed would be enough. It wasn't, and he sacked immediately. That was really good discipline. And they end up not losing anybody. They are forced to rotate, but this quick rotation gives Tutu a chance. But look at Bokix. Look at that wide spread. He's going for the Judy boots. He'll just do a breakthrough. Tutu knows it, so he just goes straight in. Slammer Jammer comes down. Riven, he's got to be careful on this choke, though. He's overextended. The bow shredding him. The Mortal Agony, the breakthrough. Gets the purge onto the
Oh, I
bow
thought
as
that was
well.
it. I thought he was done.
Somehow still
He's
alive, but
how
only for a
long?
few
How
seconds.
long?
That was insane, though. Like he ended up at the other end and purged as well. Old Bokix, he purged right to the stairs. It was beautiful. You love to
And
see it, Shozen.
yeah, that's a nice play right there. A lot of time spent on these walking resets here.
Yeah, like this bouncing back and forth. Like people used to do this, and like, do you remember back in the day, you would almost always get the cap when you did this, right? Teams were a lot less aggressive a couple of years ago. Whereas all this does now is waste your time, eats into your time, and every rotation essentially, like every like side switch essentially costs you a 20-point rotation because it's about 20 seconds of running, 10 seconds of posturing. And by that time, you've got no chance of grabbing it. Bokix drops low. Good save. Riven, again, though, needs to be careful. Heels coming up out front. He's in that Judy and attack, so bullied into the corner, but just pops the cleric and stands his ground and finds the deadly shot onto Riven. Nice discipline from the attack. So no panic from that man. He just pops the cleric. He didn't get purged. He knew the purge was on cooldown because they'd already purged his quiver. And he just free fires. Oh, Bokix goes in with the breakthrough, but he actually took a lot of damage before he went in. It's going to be another 20 Shozen. And after a really good start, the title team is on the ropes here.
Yeah, they've kind of just been pushed off, and they have not been able to get back into this one. They're spending a lot of time just trying to rotate around, get things back into their position, but they're not breaking through, Lewpac. They're not able to break through this hold.
No, and it's quite rough right now because they've had like Bokix is kiting up to the high ground. Nataxo's hugging this platform line. Nataxo is putting himself in these like corners, but you know he's got his evasive jump to go to either the upper choke or the lower choke if he needs to get out of there. Machu seems to be the play here, but he's going to kite down the stairs. They're going to 3 Clothies stacked on the stairs. The flick onto Machu. This is the opening. Machu's in big trouble. He needs to find a save. They're going to get Bokix, and now Tidal surging forward. The Slammer Jammers both are used on the choke. Machu looking to stabilize. It's still 5 versus 4, though. No one's pulled back for the caps yet. And this could be costly. Like, Lucifer should have gone for caps there. Like, Tuka is finally going for them. But now 3 of them are half health, and there's already a Dark Matter bouncing. Nice stun from RPG. That Southern cap is going to go unless Marine can find it. No, they're going to grab that, but they only grab 1 cap. They're still losing points, Shozen.
Yeah, Lewpac, you have to get the caps. That's how you win the match. We've talked about this before. No caps, no victory.
Maya just stacked his whole team ready for the fight, and Bokix just was like,
Nope.
straight through them with the breakthrough, and just Maya must have just been, oh my life, that is not the one. And he's just like, Daybreaker goes, brrr. Ruthless stuff, and that could well be game because Nataxo is going to find this on rotation. I don't think anyone else is going to die, so they're going to have over a minute here, but you know, it's an Albion minute, Shozen. It's not great.
It's not a full minute when it's an Albion minute.
And Tidal to blame. They got themselves to blame for that one because they didn't turn that into a 2 cap. If they turned it into a 2 cap, they can play a bit more defensive. They're not forced out into the open. And by the time they pulled out the engage, they were already under pressure. Like they were under pressure when the respawn arrived. You've got to like know when it's time to bloodlust for more kills.
Right.
and when it's time to like,
Bounce out and say
know
thanks
when
for
to pull
the
off.
yeah.
And generally, if the enemy has more caps than you and you win the fight, you need to pull out as quick as possible and stabilize that situation.
And with 16 points left, Lewpac, I think we can say,
I think we can safely say that Sun is taking out Tidal in this one.
yeah. Now what's going on in the world map, though?
Is Tidal destroying Sun hideouts again?
They're working on it. It's a slow process over the course of weeks and weeks.
Oh no.
You'll have to find a new one.
Where will I live? Where will I live? I live in Limhurst.
Limhurst.
Anyway.
You'll live out of Limehurst there.
I'll just be a royal warrior. It's fine when all my hideouts are gone.
You are a royal warrior. It is fine.
Lucifer, he's gonna go down. And this is done and dusted. Like even if like the thing is, as we always say, even if you get one, it's not enough at the end of the match.
No, you have to get 2 or 3. You have to really push them off. You have to make them fear for their death. You have to make them know that if they stay, they're gonna die, and you're still gonna get the point.
Rocked them and dropped them. What a finish! Some nice level 6s, and don't forget next weekend we are jam packed full of shows, and we got reset day. We got a GVG show. We got both resets. First reset of this season as well. That's going to be rowdy because it's coupled with a world war on top of that. And then we've got the week after that, we've got our first round of level 8s and all of the daily shows, war reports, and more that we have in the week schedule. I'm sure you
we
guys
got tons. We got a new player show coming up on Thursday. We got Hellgate shows on Thursday. We have content coming from every single direction you could possibly imagine.
Content from every angle. So make sure you're following us here on Twitch. You can check out the Twitter as well, where we can announce the shows. And also, you should check out the AlbionTV YouTube, which is different to the regular Albion YouTube. You get condensed highlights of shows there, which if you don't have time to watch the full thing, definitely worth checking those out. So, is there any more raffles still to go?
I just handed out the final one just a moment ago. We're all set to go.
All right. Well, on that note, guys and girls, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for tuning in to Albion TV, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Have a good night. We're out.